Ladies and gentlemen, come on now. Let's see if we're live. Woo, come on. Come on, come on, come on. All right, give me 1 second. Let me get to the YouTubes. The YouTubes. Let me see if we're live. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Looks like we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. I know I am. I already got 1 runner and 2 baggers so far. 2 baggers. Baggers, ladies and gentlemen. Baggers and baggers and baggers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know how it is, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Yes. Let's see here. We're just getting everything all set up, ladies and gents. All set up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's take a look over here. Get everything all set up. Make sure everything's all copacetic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see here. Cindy Allender says, good morning. Live in Kansas. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Halloween. Yes, almost forgot. Happy Halloween. Yes, it's Spooktober. It's time for the spooky, scary skeletons and all that other good stuff. Yes. Skeletons and candy and skeletons. Yes. Spooky time. Spooky time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the spooky stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, let's see what we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen. But how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a happy Halloween so far. Hope you guys are doing good. You guys got any things planned for today? Got any Halloween parties or something going on? Something like that planned? Got any Halloween plans, ladies and gentlemen? I'm just going to be chilling with some friends. Might play some zombies. Might play some zombies and maybe a couple horror games. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I normally spend how I used to spend it like when I was little trick or treating, right? But you know, obviously now I'm too old for that stuff, so I don't do that no more. But what I do is basically I just play some horror games with my friends, and my friends scream like they get all scared. Go, wee! Most of my friends, they tend to be like very, they're like manly, right? They're manly, they're cool as heck, right? But then the moment they play a horror game, their the octave in their voice goes up like a bunch. Oh, it's amazing. All right, it's always so much fun. Always so much fun to just have that. So, yeah, that's what we got going on there, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on right there. So, yeah. I'm like, yeah, all right there, buddy. The bass in your voice went like a bit higher. You lost that bass, buddy. Especially when they see like certain characters, like there's clowns or something like that. Some of my friends are like terrified of clowns. Other ones are terrified of they're terrified of like little zombies or like little creatures that just come out the ground and grab your leg and you're just like, ah, you know what I mean? They're terrified of that stuff, man. So it's always funny to me. Always, always funny. Me, you know what I didn't like growing up. There was 2 things. I didn't like clowns. Did not like Slender Man. Did not like either one of those things. Those things were my 2 fears right there. Those were fears. All right, not a big fan of the Slender Man. You know what I mean? Now it's like okay, he's kind of cool. But before that, oh lord, I would play those horror games. I'd be like, ah. Last year I played one for Halloween, man. Oh my lord, it was scary. And I have a friend of mine who likes making games. He's actually making a game right now, and he had me test it, and he basically said, you know, this is what we're doing for a horror game. And he loves horror. This guy loves horror. He's amazing. Absolutely wonderful guy. Probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Most unsuspecting dude you'll ever meet until you see his horror games. And then you're like, oh God! Because he makes some good ones too. Like, he made a very tall creature and like got on all fours and started like just running at you. You know what I mean? Like, he started bum rushing me, man, in the game, and it was like, oh God. So one of them tried to like crawl on the ceiling and like did a whole 180 with its head, like it was something straight out of The Exorcist. Did you ever see The Exorcist, ladies and gentlemen? Put it in the chat. Yeah, nah, I'm not a big, man, nope. Yeah, I never understood the prospect of, in horror games or horror movies. Oh yeah, let's just go into this very overtly haunted house. Let's just do it. I never understood that, man. Never. I wouldn't do it. Nope. I'd take one look and be like, I'm going the other direction. Nope. It's like, you're just chilling in the woods. You hear something that don't sound right. I don't know about you, but when I hear something that don't sound right, I'm just like, I'm just chilling out. I could be vibing by the campfire. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I hear, like, all right, time to leave. Whoever's here, the woods belongs to you, buddy, not me. I'm good. I'm good. You could have that. You could have that. I'm not investigating. Oh my God, it'll be like NASCAR though. Like, if I see something that don't look right, it's like, be like NASCAR, man. Man, I tell you what. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, just getting everything shared. Let's get a share party going on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party. Let's get a share party going on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Halloween. And yeah, I'm just chilling right now. I'm just doing my thing. You know what I mean? Just doing my thing. All right. There we go. Okay. Let me make sure I'm live on the Twitch. We're good. Everything should be good. Should be good. I remember the years when you could you would eat a lot of candy. Like, ever as a kid eat a lot of candy, then you just get sick. Yep. I literally ate a lot of candy until you explode. It's like, my stomach hurt. Yeah, you ate so much candy. I'm like, it's like, what do you have to say for yourself? I'm like, it was worth it. What's your favorite candies, ladies and gentlemen? Me personally, I like the Sour Patch Kids. I also like the I like honestly, I like sour candies. Warhead, Sour Patch, all that good stuff, man. I love those. I mean, I like the sweet ones too, but sour, oh, you get me some sour ones. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. But yeah. So let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. All right. Me. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around in the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Sometimes she likes to get shot out the cannon and she goes, whee! Other times she likes to go to RBs and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Throw her in the stock market. She'll find them ABCDs. Some other times she likes to steal my low mean. And then other times she likes to find wonderful stonks like GETY, WAI, EZGO, and AZI, as well as DFSC. We call her DBL Moms. Yeah. So that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got going on, folks. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going on. Let's get a share party. Yeah, share party, share party, share party.
Share it up, share it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Share it up.
Yeah. All right, so we are just getting ourselves all set up there. Yes, sir, Reedy Bob. All right, we got a couple of wonderful stonks today. We got some wonderful stonks. Hold on, let me get my piece of paper. Let me get my piece of paper. Right here. I got it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, though. Thank you. Yes. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. All right. So, right now, just chilling like a villain, man. Just doing my thing. We're getting ourselves all ready to go. But let's take a look at some of the stonks that we had going on here. We called earlier this morning at around 4 o'clock, somewhere between 4 and 5 o'clock. We called two wonderful stonks. We called DFSC. That stonk ran a nice 100%. All right. Then we also called EPWK. That stock ran a nice 228%. Right there. Yes, sir. All right. There we go. All right. Let me just get this over here because I'm looking at GETY as well. All right. And to top it off, we took a look at EPWK, ran up a nice 228%, and we also had a runner, GETY, which ran up a nice 71% right there. So we are just made different, folks, just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that we also have here a a nice little YouTube channel. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring, ladies and gents. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. So let's take a look over here at GETY. All right. So actually, before we do that, let's make sure that we got ourselves all set up here. So let's take a look here at the stonks we called. So we called DFSC, which ran up a nice 100%. All right. We called it earlier this morning. We called EPWK. That ran up a nice 228% right there. 228%. There we go. All right. Then, of course, we called over here GETY. All right. That one ran up a nice 71% right there. We called all three of these stonks early in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, and they ran up very nicely. Now, let's take a look at GETY over here. GETY currently up 54%, had a nice high of 71% right here. Basically, moved up, bop, formed a little bit of a pennant right over meow, bop, right there. We change this to yellow, all right, make it a little bit thicker, THICC, all right, and then also, a little bit of that right there, bop, right there, all right. So GETY currently needs to break the pennant, but also needs to break that VWAP because it's kind of consolidated along the VWAP just below it, and it has consolidated a little bit since it's moved upward. So right now it needs to break that VWAP, needs to break the VWAP, and needs to break the pennant right now. So GETY, hold on, let me grab my glasses, bop, right here. There we go. There we are. All right, GETY needs to break the pennant and the VWAP. And the VWAP. There we go. To become so much mexy to meow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So it needs to break the, and it looks like it's trying to break above the VWAP right now. So could it potentially continue to curl? Maybe. We'll see what happens. Right now it's peaking above the VWAP. So we'll see. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see. All right. Let's take a look at some more stocks right here. Let's take a look at DFSC. DFSC. All right. DFSC ran up very nicely. Had a nice 100% run earlier today in the day. But right now, it's Currently up 21%. Again, had a wonderful run earlier this morning. But since then, kind of crawled back into its shell there. So, right now, not looking too schmexy. But it did have a bit of a pennant formed right over here, and it fell below the VWAP right here. So DFSC needs to break the pennant and the VWAP for it to become somewhat schmexy to mya. DFSC needs to break the pennant and the VWAP for it to become somewhat schmexy to mya. Yeesh. All right. So we got that going on right there. That's what we got going on for this stock. And let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 200. 200, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Let's share it up, ladies and gents. Let's get to 200 right there.
200.
Yes. All right. 200, 200, 200. There we go. Come on now. All right, all right. Let's see what we got going on, folks. Let's see what we got going on. Let us see. Let us begin. Yes. All right. What other stocks can we take a look at over here? All right. We also got we got DFSC. We're going to take a look at EPWK. EPWK. Let's take a look over here. All right. EPWK bot right there. All right. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, it is a Friday. So a lot of these stocks, they tend to go up and then they tend to go down. Or these stocks tend to, not have as much volume because people are normally just, either playing hooky from work or they're, something. Yes, there's always going to be something that runs, though. We already caught two things that ran. So, there's always going to be something that runs. Yeesh. Let's go. All right.
Serengeti specialist pouncing around.
Yes.
Ready to pounce on the next Powerball.
She's shaking her bushy tail.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. So, EPWK needs to break above the VWAP. It was above the VWAP at one point as well. Twice, actually. And then fell below the VWAP and then pretty much just kind of consolidated below it. And then pretty much started just basically going above it just a little bit and then went back down below it. So right now, EPWK just needs to break above the VWAP and needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to me as well. So EPWK needs to break the pennant and the VWAP for it to become somewhat schmexy to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Somebody requested MNOV. MNOV. Let's take a look. Before we do, we're going to take a look at MSAI. MSAI. All right, up 34%. This stock had some. Yeah, it's 34% right there. All right, little bit of a potential head and shoulders that formed, or a triple top if you really want to go there. So I had a little bit of a move over here. Bop, let me make that a bit yellower and thickness, you know what I mean? Pause when I say that. All right, a little bit of that over here. Bop right there, and bop right there. All right. Then, of course, needs to go and break above the VWAP right over here. Needs to break this descending wedge as well for it to be so much mexy to mya. But right now, it's one of those stonks where it kind of just needs to break above the VWAP and the descending wedge. So that's what it needs to do right there. So MSAI needs to break the descending wedge and the VWAP for it to be so much schmexy to meow. You know what I mean? For it to be so much schmexy to meow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at another stock here. Someone requested MNOV, MNOV, MNOV. All right. Let's take a look at MNOV right here. MNOV. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get to
Shit
300.
shit party.
Let's get to 300, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Let's get to 300. All right.
300.
Yeesh.
Let's go, baby.
So, let's see what we got going on over here. It's shot up right here. Basically formed a bit of a pennant over here. Again, fell below the VWAP. Went up, went back down. You know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. But it's called Medici Nova. Medici Nova. And actually, little trivia, the Medici were a family, a royal, I believe a family of royalty, or at least wealth, within the Renaissance. So it's called Medici Nova. So yeah, the Medici were a family of wealth, and I believe prestige, if not royalty. I believe they were referred to as the Principe. So I'm pretty sure that's wealth. Wealth, and that means prince. So I'm pretty sure they were royalty of some sort. And yeah, they basically were in the Renaissance. So yeah, little trivia right there. Yes, doubles knows history. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got MNOV, MNOV needs to break above the pennant as well. Needs to break the pennant and needs to break the VWAP as well. MNOV needs to break the VWAP and the pennant for it to be so much Mexi to Mya. All right, there we go. And let's take a look at WTO over here because somebody else requested that as well. WTO. All right. So WTO currently above the VWAP, moved up above the VWAP right here. But it's one of those stocks where it had a double top right over Mya and just popped and then dropped. Fell below the VWAP, got very, very choppy, and slowly trying to kind of sort of curl its way on up, but needs to remain friends with the trend because all right, ASST, very, very choppy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look over here for ASST. Yeah. All right. ASST needs volume to break that channel, man. Needs to break that channel. Let's take a look at BYND. BYND, very popular little stonkaroonie over there. Was a little popular, but needs to break that downtrend right there. And it's also very, very choppy as well because it also is barcoding quite a bit. So let me take a look over here. Let's take a look. It's falling below the VWAP. Fell below the VWAP, so it needs to break the downtrend, needs to break the VWAP for it to be so much schmexy to Mya. BYND needs to break the down trend and the VWAP for it to become somewhat schmexy to Mya. All right, BYND. Let's take a look at Open. All right. Let's take a look at Open. OPEN. Also kind of consolidated. Lot of consolidation going on. There has a bit of an upside down cup and handle over here, if you noticed. But again, very choppy regardless. So Open, very choppy, and formed an upside down cup and handle over here. Open, choppy, and low volume. Formed inverted cup and handle pattern. Not looking schmexy. Not schmexy. No, 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 no. All right. So let's take a look over here at GETY. GETY. How's GETY doing? Oh my. Curled up above the VWAP. Curled up above the VWAP, ladies and gentlemen. Above the VWAP. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, take a look at that. Curled above the VWAP, curled off the pennant. There we go. GETY is doing it. GETY, come on, baby. Yes, sir. GETY curled off the pennant and broke the VWAP. Yeesh. All right, so we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. DFSC. Let's take a look. DFSC currently still below the VWAP. Still below the VWAP. All right, DFSC still a bit below the VWAP. All right, needs to continue to break that pennant and needs to break that VWAP for it to be so much Mexi to Mya. All right, 1 second here. DFSC needs to break the VWAPA and the pennant right there. So that's what it still needs to do for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mya. Ahmed asks, if we could check out TOVX? Let's take a look at TOVX. TOVX had some movement a while back, but right now it's currently down 2%. Very, very choppy right now. Very, very choppy as of this moment in time. So, very choppy, low volume, a very low volume. It is above the VWAP, I'll give it that, but it has very low volume. It's very choppy, not schmexy in my opinion right here. I'll give you some support and resistance lines for it, but as far as it goes, not something I personally would trade here. So, let me take a look over here. All right, bop, right here. All right. Let me get this a little bit bolder. Let me make the font a little bit bigger. All right. So currently the stock is holding around the 32-cent mark, 31-cent mark. The VWAP is currently at 32 cents, needs to break above 32 cents, then needs to break 33 cents, 34 and 35 for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. But right now, it's not feeling this stock because it is very, very choppy, very low on volume. It looks on the look at the RSI, it's just very, very choppy. Looks like it's moving towards being oversold right now, which is I mean, it be like that sometimes, but the thing is, it is so choppy. I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole, me personally, but that's just me. So TOVX needs a lot of volume, needs a lot of volume to break above the VWAPA and the resistance. Yeah, because it doesn't, it looks very, very choppy. Looks very, very choppy. So that's what we got with TOVX. TOVX, me personally, you know what I mean? So needs to break that needs to break that little VWAPA right there. Needs to break through 32 cents, 33, 34, and 35 for it to be so much mexy to me. Let's get a share party going on. Share party. Come on now. Let's get a share party, share party, share party. All right. Come on now. Come on now. All right. Let's get a share party going on, folks. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 700. Come on now, 700. Yes, sir. All right. Somebody requested CTM. CTM currently $1.38 right now. Not feeling schmexy with this one either. It's below the VWAPA, below the VWAPA. Looks like it's trying to curl a bit and trying to maybe test the VWAPA a little bit later. But right now, not looking too schmexy. Looking at it right now, it's got this little bit of movement right here, bop right there, bop right there. Needs to break the VWAP, needs to break the pennant for it to be so much mexy to mya. I'll give you some support and resistance lines over here, right over here. Currently, the support line is at $1.33. Resistance is at 140. After that, it has to break through the VWAP at 142. Then after that, it has to break through 148. And then 162 right here. So, yeesh. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. It said, Ahmed said, hella choppy. Where are you saving the notes you're taking? Oh, I'm just basically just making, these are just notes for myself, really. These are just personal little notes for myself right here. That's what they are. That's what they are, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it is. CTM, yeah, basically just personal notes for myself here. So CTM needs to break the VWAPA and needs to break the pennant for it to be so much mexy to mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let me take a look over here. All right. Let's see about AMZU because somebody requested AMZU and it's also moving a little bit, but right now it's also very choppy. Choppy right now. Very choppy. All right. It's above the VWAPA. I will give it credit. It is above the VWAPA. Right now, it's not very schmexy to me. Also very expensive, too, because it is $44 and change per share, which is a little pricey. A little bit pricey, in my opinion, in terms of a stunk. But right now, got that going on right there. Right? Currently, needs to, had a nice uptrend right over here, right? And then pretty much just kind of fell into a channel, really. So it started consolidating quite a bit. It started doing all that stuff right there. I'm actually going to show you right over here. Let me see. Let me get that channel time. Channel time. It's channel time. Channel time. All right. Channel time. All right.
Channel time.
Big old channel right over here, right around the VWAP. Currently, it's above the VWAP, though, so that's good. It is above the VWAP, but it's consolidating just above it. So you got that going on right there. Got that going on right there. AMZU, very, very choppy. Well, not really choppy. It's just consolidated. AMZU consolidated above the VWAP. All right. It's consolidated above the VWAP. So it's got that going on right there. Needs to break the channel. Yeesh. Needs to break that channel for it to be so much Mexi to Mia, because right now it's up 26%, and that's really cool and all, but right now it's because it's just stuck in that channel right now. FMFC, that stock just ran up nicely over here, but formed a bit of a double top over here. Not looking schmexy with that double top right there. Needs to break that double top for it to be so much Mexi to Mia. Has a float of 9 million, volume of 283,000. So right now, it's currently moving up on some low volume right here. Moving up on low volume right here. So it's up 73%. FMFC. All right, let's take a look over here. FMFC shot up on low volume. Shot up on low volume, ladies and gentlemen. Needs to remain friends with the trend. Needs to remain friends with the trend, but it has a bit of a double top, so it doesn't look like it's going to be trying to do that anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen. Needs to break through, ladies and gentlemen. Needs to break through there. Yes, sir. All right. So let's take a look over here. Let's take a look. Yes, sir. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Let's just make sure we're doing okay here. FMFC currently hit 97% right there. Hit 97%. So we'll see what goes on with this stock. But right now, it's got that going on right there. That's what it's got going on. So FMFC currently just, trying to, it's falling below the uptrend there, falling below the uptrend. But FMFC did hit a high of 97%. So I'll give it credit where credit's due. FMFC hit a high of 97%. Can it We'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. All right. Currently moving its way on upward right now, but it's one of those stocks that it needs volume. Needs a lot of volume for it to be so much Mexi to Mia. Yes, sir. All right. So that's what we got going on right there. Needs some volume, ladies and gents. SSTK, excuse me, needs volume. Yesh. All right. So let's see what other stocks we got here. All right. Let's take a look back at Getty. Right now. GETY. Let's see how Getty's doing. Looks like it's up 85%. So it's got a new high going on there. All right. Had hit a new high at 85% right there. So we got that going on. All right. Called the stock a lot earlier than, before. Called it very, very early. GETY hit a new high at 85%, ladies and gentlemen. Called this stock very, very early in the morning. You know how it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, got that going on right there. All right. Let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at ASST. Let's try it again. Let's see how it's doing. ASST. Let's see how it's doing. Oops, still got that channel. Still needs to break that channel time. It's channel time. All right. So, ASST still needs to break that channel time right there. ASST needs to break the channel for it to be so much Mexi to Mia. But right now, it doesn't look like it's showing any signs of breaking that channel. So, let's It's got that going on right there. Not a lot of volume going on for ASST, so we'll see what happens with it. We'll check in on you later, ASST. We'll check in on you later, little buddy. Hopefully you start to move up somewhat. Okay, let's take a look at BBAI. BBAI, and ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 1100. Come on now, 1100. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, BBAI, BBAI. All right. So, not schmexy right now, BBAI. Very, very, very choppy. Also forming a bit of a channel time. Channel time. It's channel time. Channel time. Not a big fan of the channel, so here you go. Bop right there. Bop right there. All right. Looks like it's forming that channel time right there. So needs to break above the channel. It is above the view up, so it's got that going on right there, but it is very, very choppy and low volume. So BBAI needs to break the channel. Yeah. All right, all right. So, got that going on right there. That's what we got going on right there. Let's take a look at AMZU. AMZU. AMZU currently, hold on. Let me get this over here. Actually, moved up a little bit. Let me get rid of this channel now because it did move up a little bit. It curled up a little bit. So, curl. Yeesh. So, had a nice little movement up here. All right, boom, right there. Now formed a bit of a pennant, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a pennant right over here. Bop right there. And bop right there needs to break this pennant right here. A little bit of an ascending wedge. A little bit of an ascending wedge right here. Needs to break that for it to be so much Mexi to me on. Needs to break above it, ladies and gentlemen. AMZU. AMZU needs to break the pennant for it to be so much Mexi to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Needs to break that pennant, ladies and gentlemen, but it is above the VWAP, so that's good. That's good, ladies and gentlemen. That is good. And ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comments section, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. All right. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out our wonderful community there. You'll be able to see our scanners, which you got up here. You'll be able to see our amazing newsroom, which I also am showing right over here as well right now. All right. And to top it off, you'll be able to check out our wonderful community of supportive folks who always build each other up and try to make each other better than, the day before. You know what I mean? So it's a very supportive group of traders. Very, very amazing community. I love it. They're amazing. And to top it off, we got the tools. We don't just have the community, we have the tools to basically help navigate the stock market. The stock market, you know what I mean? The stock market, yes. And if you want to check out our Wealth Builders package, the Wealth Builders package gives you access to everything the real-time alerts and scanners gives you, plus more. It gives you access to exclusive content, educational content, and to top it off, it also gives you access to our amazing Wealth Builder exclusive picks. It gives you access to Coach Nick and myself exclusively, and to top it off, you get access to scripts and all sorts of other exclusive content. So all you got to do is sign up for the Wealth Builders. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We're just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loots, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes. All right. So let's take a look over here. AMZU. AMZU needs to break that pennant. AMZU. Yes, AMZU needs to break the pennant for it to be so much Mexi to Mia. All right. Let's see right here. All right. So let's see what we got going on over here. Let's see. All right. All right. Let's see what other stonks we got here. All right. Let's see what other stonks we got going on. All right. Let's take a look at GETY. GETY. All right, GETY had a nice little movement up and then shot back downward a little bit. So it had a nice little movement up here. Call that little movement. And then after that, pretty much just shot back down, ladies and gentlemen. Shot back down. Not schmexy at all right there. Actually, you know what? It's still somewhat schmexy, but you know what? It needs to break that descending wedge for it to continue to be schmexy. Because right now it's above the VWAP. Right now it's above the VWAP. Needs to break that descending wedge right there for it to continue to be somewhat schmexy to meow. It needs to hold above the VWAP. So GETY needs to hold above the VWAP and break the descending wedge for it to be so much maxi to meow. All right.
MSAI breaking VWAP.
MSAI breaking the VWAP. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. MSAI breaking the VWAP. Breaking the VWAP right here. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. MSAI breaking the VWAP right now. Yeesh, right there. Boom and boom. Look at that. Breaking the VWAP. MSAI curled off the descending wedge right there and broke the VWAP. So MSAI curled off the descending wedge and broke, broke the VWAP, ladies and gentlemen. Broke the VWAP. Yeesh. So we got that going on there, folks. That is what we got going on today. All right. So MSAI broke above the VWAP. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. All right. So EPWK seems to be up 91% right now. So let's take a look at that. EPWK. That one also looks like it's trying to break the pennant and break that VWAP right there. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Bot right there. All right. Let's take a look over here. Boom. All right. Looks like it's trying to curl its way on up right now. Looks like it's trying to curl its way on up. So, can it curl? Can it curl? Currently up 95%, 100% now. EPWK had actually a point of resistance around the 100% mark. So let's see if it breaks through, man. Let's see if it breaks through. But EPWK had a nice 228% run earlier in the day. EPWK, all right, curling right now, curling up to 105, curling up. EPWK testing the VWAP potential curl, Yeesh. Potential curl, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 1600, ladies and gentlemen. 1600. Come on now. 1600, ladies and gents. Let's take a look over here. EPWK currently hit a high. He moved at 104, hit a high of 228%. That was the high a day. But right now, it's just right now. So let's see what goes on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what goes on. Needs to break above this VWAP for it to be so much maxi to me on. Looks like it's trying to peak it. It's trying to peak it a little bit. But can it break through? Can it break through? Let's see. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. All right. So that's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on right there. Okay. So let's see what other stunks we got going on here. Let's see what other stunks we got. What other stunks do we have? Let's see. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see here. All right. Well, let's take a look at BULL. Someone requested BULL Bull. Bull. All right. All right. Bull, very choppy. Very low on volume. Not looking schmexy at all right here. Not looking schmexy. I'll give you some support and resistance lines, but it is not very schmexy. Not schmexy at all. Take a look over here. Bop right here. Let's get the support and resistance line over here. Bop right here. Bop right there. Yeah, no. Not feeling this one, ladies and gentlemen. Needs to break above the VWAP, which it has, and currently needs to break through 1096 and 1099, but it is very, very choppy, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very choppy. Not feeling this stunk at all, ladies and gents. Not feeling this stunk at all. Not looking schmexy. So BULL needs volume. Needs volume. All right. It needs volume for it to even remotely make sense, because right now it is so choppy. It is so choppy. That would not be good for anybody. That would not be good for anybody. EPWK looks like it hit a nice movement at 106% before moving back down. EPWK needs to remain friends with the trend, so we got that going on right there. EPWK peaked. The VWAPA needs to remain friends with the trend. You know that old show Friends? Yeah, it needs to remain friends with the trend. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1800. 1800, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now.
Share it up, share it up.
Share it up, share it up, share it up, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. All right. So let's see what other stocks we got going on here. EPWK is up 98% right there. Well, 96 now, but was up 98%. Let me stretch right here. Ooh, needed to stretch. Ooh, that was a good one right there. Need to stretch with the old back. Ooh. All right. All right. All right. All right. So let's see what we got going on here, folks. Let's see what we got going on. All right. For starters, EPWK seems to be kind of just messing with the VWAP right now. It tested it, formed a bit of a double top, needs to go back up. Otherwise, meh. You know what I mean? Meh. You don't want meh. You don't want that status. You don't want the status of You don't want that smoke there. That smoke. All right. Somebody requested DGXX. DGXX. Oh, let's see about TWOH, and then we'll take a look at DGXX. All right. So TWOH. All right. Very choppy on the way up. Hasn't. All right. And I mean very, very choppy. It is at $0.00 over here, at least it's saying. Actually, it's at 0.0027. This is a sub penny stock. I mean, the nice thing I can really say about it is it's on an uptrend, but even then, it is very, very choppy. I mean, very choppy, ladies and gentlemen. Very choppy. Barcoding and needs some serious volume.
It's like an OTC.
Looks, yeah, it is OTC. Yep. TWOH needs volume. Yep, needs volume. All right, needs some serious volume. What a move! But
why don't you go on a longer time frame? It'll be a little bit easier to look at.
Yeah, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at the
1 year.
1 year.
Yep.
All right, we'll take a look at one. Oh, there's no 1 year. Uh-oh. Yeah, go to 1 month.
How about 4 hour?
Oh, okay, we could do 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour works. It's there we go. All right. I mean, as far as this stock goes,
looks like a dead cat bounce on the 4
yeah.
chart.
Yeah, it looks like a dead cat bounce on that 4 hour chart, really. So a little bit of a dead cat bounce there. TWOH.
You probably do a Fibonacci on it.
Yeah, I could. It is a bit overbought in the RSI. Yeah, we could do that too, I guess. Yeah, why not? I don't see why not.
Pretty strong move on low volume.
Yeah, pretty strong move on low volume. I mean, there you go. There's the Fibonacci, but again, all 0 cents because it's sub penny. But it is currently on a bit of an uptrend. I mean, it has a nice strong move, all things considered. But strong dead cat bounce. Strong dead cat bounce. All right. Needs volume. I will say it does need that volume. Needs that volume, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. TWOH needs volume. Strong dead cat bounce over here. Yeah, needs volume to remain somewhat schmexy to me. All right, let's get to the 5 minute. Let's get to the 5 minute, and let's go to some other stonks right here. Let's take a look at DGXX. Somebody requested DGXX. Let's take a look over here. Oh, nah, buddy, nah, not schmexy at all. Not schmexy at all. All right. So, got that going on right there. All right. Not looking schmexy. Not one bit. Not in the slightest here. Yeah. Needs some serious volume. Very gappy. Very choppy. Has a channel time. It's channel time. It's channel time right there. So, DGXX needs to break the VWAP. Very choppy. and low on volume. Yeah, me personally, I'm not. I wouldn't even look at this stonk, quite frankly. Ugh, you know what I mean? Ugh. It's currently up, $5.86. Man, not looking schmexy at all. Looking, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, right there. All right. Let's take a look at some other stonks right here. Let's take a look at CAN. Somebody recommended, well, they didn't recommend, they asked for CAN. CAN, all right, let's see here. CAN, all right, look at this right here. Follow me on this right here. Look at that. Channel time. Channel time. Channel time. It's channel time. Channel time once again. And now it's kind of curling up off the channel right there. So that's good. But at the very least, it's still very, very choppy. Probably has some very low floating volume, though. I got to probably look at that right there. I'm going to take a look at that. Let's take a look at the floating volume for this stock right here. All right, let's take a look. CAN. A lot of people like this stock, and it's good. That's awesome. But let's just make sure right here, just to be sure. Does it have any news? Oh, let me check. We'll check that soon. Let's check the volume and the float. So the float over here is 421 million, extremely high. It's extremely high in terms of float. Volume is 2.7 million. So very, very low float, very, very high volume, moving up on a very low float right here. Not schmexy, ladies and gentlemen. Needs to continue to make its way on up. Needs to continue to make its way on up. I hope it does too. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I do not trust this stock for the life of me. CAN, CAN, very, low volume uptrend. All right, moving up on low volume, ladies and gentlemen, low volume. Not schmexy to meow, but we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Good, it's good that's going on an uptrend though, so we'll keep an eye on it. But right now, very choppy. Before, I don't test. I don't trust it now. It was choppy before. Definitely don't trust it now. So, we'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see. We shall see. All right. So, looks like it's trying to crawl its way on up there, though. But yeah, that's what we got going on there, folks. That is what we got going on there. Let's take a look at another stock over here. Let's take a look at AMZZ. Somebody, I'm gonna do that one right there. AMZZ. Okay, so AMZZ had two little uptrends over here. First uptrend was right over here. It was on some low volume right there, and then it kind of just curled a little bit, formed a bit of an A to B, B to C, C to D right here. All right. And now currently AMZZ is moving up off an ABCD pattern right there. So we got that going on right there. That's what we got going on right there. AMZZ moving up on an A to B, B to C, C to D pattern right here, A, B, C, D. So we got that going on right there. Boom, right there, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Needs to remain friends with the trend for it to be so much mexy to mya. So we'll see what happens right there. We shall see what happens. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's take a look over here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at another stock right here. Let's take a look at EPWK. Let's see how EPWK is doing. EPWK looks like it's trying to curl, but again, had a nice high at 228%. Looks like it's not really going to be doing much there, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like it's not going to be doing much for now. So needs to break above that VWAP. So EPWK needs to break that VWAP again for it to be so much maxi to meow. EPWK needs to break the VWAPA for it to be so much maxi to meow. Let's get a share party going on, ladies and gentlemen. Share party, share party, share party. We are 10 minutes away from the bell. The bell. The bell. It deafens me. The bell. All right. Yeah. So let's get that going on right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's also get a share party going on. Let's get to 2200. 2200, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. All right. So got that going on right there. Got that going on. All right. So let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look over here at another stock. Let's take a look at MSAI. MSAI. MSAI had a bit of a curl, then fell just below the VWAPA once again. So, needs to break this descending wedge right here for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. MSAI needs to break the descending wedge and the VWAPA. MSAI needs to break the descending wedge and the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's take a look at RDTL. RDTL. Let's take a look at that one right there. Choppy and expensive. Choppy and expensive. Not liking RDTL. So we're gonna just right here RDTL. Choppy and expensive. Expensive. Right there. Yes. Yes. Choppy and expensive, ladies and gentlemen. Not feeling RDTL, ladies and gents. Not feeling it. It's $49 a share. Not feeling that one, ladies and gentlemen. Not feeling that one right there. Let's take a look at some other stonks right here. Let's take a look at another stonk. Let's take a look at. Let's see. Let's take a look at HOVR. HOVR. All right. HOVR. All right, HOVR currently very, very choppy, not looking schmexy at all. HOVR needs to really break through not only the VWAP but also just needs volume in general. Very, very choppy, not schmexy at all. HOVR, very choppy and not a lot of volume. Not a lot of volume. Needs to break the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Otherwise, it's just You know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. All right. So let's take a look at HKD. Somebody requested that one. HKD. All right. HKD currently forming a double top right over here. Had two, actually, technically. Had one right over here and another one right over right there. So HKD on a very choppy uptrend right now, but it is not looking schmexy because it still has that double top right there. So not looking schmexy right now. Needs to really break above that double top for it to be so much schmexy to mya. Could potentially also be a head and shoulders pattern too. Potentially. HKD needs to break the double top and remain friends with the trend, ladies and gentlemen. So it needs that, ladies and gentlemen. Needs that right there. So yeah, hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get some water. Let me get some water real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen. There we are. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. There we are. Woo! All right, we are back. We are back. That was good stuff right there. That's some good water. That's some good water. You know what I mean? Get a lot of water right there. Drinking a lot of water. Water. You know, I'm a big fan of that water gang. You know what I mean? Water gang right there. All right. So HKD needs to break the double top and remain friends with that trend for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 2500. Let's get to 2500, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Let's get to 2500 right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So let's see what other stonks we got going on here. What other stonks we got? And INTS. Somebody requested INTS. INTS. All right, let's see what we got going on here for INTS. INTS, okay. Looks like it's just a pennant right now, really. INTS is a pennant right here, just above the VWAP. Good thing for them, but you know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's also very, very, very choppy with that pennant. Let's take a look because it says here Q3 earnings are unconfirmed in 12 days. So we'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we shall see what happens. So INTS needs to break the pennant right here. INTS, for it to be so much maxi to me, needs to break the pennant. For it to be so much maxi to me, it's also down 23%, so it's got that too. So not a big fan of this stock. It is down 23%. I mean, wow. Wow. I mean, it did have a nice run yesterday. It had a nice run of 394% yesterday, but right now, man, not feeling it, ladies and gentlemen. Does it have any news at all? Any news? No real news other than prices 5 million share registered direct offering. So they have an offering. No. Boo. Boo. It's got an offering. Boo. Okay. It's doing its thing there. All right. Trash. Okay. Let's see what other stocks we got going on, folks. Let's see what other stocks we got over here. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Let me add them. Let me add them right here. All right. Let's take a look at RDTL. RDTL. All right. Again, still choppy, but broke above the VWAP. Choppy, but broke above the VWAP there. So I'll give it that right there. RDTL broke above the VWAP on low volume. RDTL choppy, but broke the VWAP on low volume right there. Needs volume for it to be so much maxi to me, but it did break the VWAP, so I'll give it credit where credit's due. It did break that VWAP, so got that going on right there. Yes, sir. Also very expensive. Not a big fan of it. Don't get me wrong, not a big fan. Very expensive, very choppy, but I will give it credit. It did break above the VWAP, so that's cool. That's pretty good. That's good for it, but you know, needs volume. Needs some serious volume. And it's also extremely expensive. So, you know, you got that going on right there. All right. So let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 2,700. Let's get to 2,700, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to check out our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. All right. So, all right. Let's get it going. Let's see what other stonks we got here. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, the bell in 50 seconds. 50 seconds till the bell. The bell. The bell. All right, let's take a look at EPWK. Let's take a look at EPWK while we wait for the bell. Let's see what the bell does. You know what I mean? Let's see what the bell does, because the bell does things. You know what I mean? It do some things. Right now, EPWK looks like it's forming a bit of a channel, so it needs to break that channel. Otherwise, it's gonna be channel time. Channel time. It's channel time. Channel time. And I don't want to make it channel time, man. I'm trying not to do that to you. But you know what? You leave me no choice. All right, you got until the bell. You got until the bell to fix your act, my boy. You got until the bell. 5 seconds. You got 5 seconds to fix your act, my boy. You got 5 seconds, EPWK. The bell. The bell. Yes, sir. All right, it's time. Okay. All right. You know what, EPWK, because you don't want to behave yourself, it's about to be channel time. It's about to be channel time. Let's make it nice and slow motion for it, so it can, you know, and then we go down. Channel time. Okay, it's channel time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, EPWK channel time needs to break through that channel right there. You leave me no choice, EPWK. You got to break through the VWAP and channel. There we go. Okay. EPWK. Had a nice move up to 106%. 106% right there. But before that, it had a nice move up to 228. So needs to keep curling. Come on, baby, curl. All right. EPWK needs to break the channel and the VWAPA. The VWAPA right there. The VWAPA. Come on now. The VWAPA. Yes. All right. Actually, let me refresh just to make sure. Let me make sure. Let me refresh, ladies and gentlemen. Let me refresh it for you. Let me refresh it. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Hey, come on. Here we go. EPWK. No. Oh well. The disappointment. All right. Give me the disappointment. All right. Let's get the share party going on. Let's get a share party going on. Share party, share party, share party. Come on now. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 2,900. Let's get to 2,900, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So let's see what we got going on over here. What other stonks we got going on here? What other stonks we got going on? Somebody requested ONDS. ONDS. Let's take a look at ONDS. All right. Trash. Okay. Wait. Might be trying to test that VWAP, but still trash. Still kind of trashy. Still kind of trashy. All right. Yep, has a bit of a channel going on over here. A little bit of a channel time. Channel time. It's channel time. Channel time. Yep, top tail too. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails. We like them bottom tails, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, it's formed a bit of a channel time right over here. Looks like it broke above the channel time. Needs to try to test the VWAP, but right now has a top tail. We don't like that top tail. We like the bottom tail. So ONDS needs to break the VWAP, or we could potentially risk going back into the channel time. We don't want it to go back into the channel time, but it went back into the channel time just now, didn't it? That's not good. All right. Yep. Nope. Look, see? It's going back in the channel time. Noah. All right. Let's take a look at another one. Trash. Okay. Let's take a look at another one right here. Let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at another one right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at another one right here. All right. All right, let's get a share party going on as well. Let's get to 2,900. 2,900, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got. What else we got over here? Let's take a look at EPWK. Dudley asks that we take a look at EPWK. I think he said EPKW. I'm guessing he means EPWK. So I'm going to go back to EPWK because why not? You know what I mean? Let's see what we got going on here for EPWK. EPWK currently still within the channel, needs to break above that channel. Has a bottom tail though. Has a bottom tail, little bit of a doji though, because there is a bit of a top tail right there. But could it potentially change? Maybe. We'll see what happens. Can that change? Can it change? Let's see if it can change, man. I want to see it break that channel. Needs to break that VWAP. It needs to break that channel for it to be somewhat mexy to mya. Yes, sir. All right. Come on now. Come on now. All right. So currently, EPWK needs to break above that channel. It is on up. Come on now. It's testing it. It's testing it. It broke above the VWAP. It's testing it. Come on, baby. Come on. Break that channel. Break it. Break that channel. Break that channel. Yes, sir. Let me get some support and resistance lines for you now. As your reward right there, you get support and resistance lines now. Yes, sir. Okay, there we go. And there we go right there. All right, so EPWK it's testing that 15-cent resistance, needs to break through 17 cents, 19 cents, and then finally 23 cents for it to be so much maxi to mya. So EPWK right there. Broke the channel and is testing resistance right there. So needs to break that resistance for it to be so much maxi to mya. Yes, sir. All right. So got that going on right there. Currently broke the resistance right there. There we go. Broke that resistance right there. Yes, sir. It broke the resistance right there. Broke that resistance. Heck yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. It's trying to climb. It broke the resistance, though, so I'll give it that credit right there. EPWK broke the resistance. Has a ways to go, though. EPWK broke the resistance. Go, baby. Yeah. Come on now. If you can continue to curl like that and break above the 228 resistance, 228% resistance line there, I mean, I'ma love you. I'ma love you. That's for sure. You know what I mean? But right now, man, not looking schmexy. Not looking. Well, actually, you know what? It is looking so much schmexy. I shouldn't say that. It is looking so much schmexy. So, got that going on right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Let me at him. Let me at him. Come on now. We got the bell over here. We got the bell. The bell. And let's get a share party going on. Let's get the 3,100. Let's get the 3,100, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Garage door repairs and installation says TWOH still moving. All right, let's take a look at TWOH in the meantime while we're waiting for EPWK to do its thing right there. So TWOH also very choppy. Very choppy. Looks like it gapped up a little bit, though. Gapped up very high. So we got that going on right there. But right now, not looking schmexy right there. Not looking schmexy because it is very, very, very choppy. Very choppy still. I mean, it did break the high. It broke a high right here, so got that going on. Let me actually take this to a 4-hour chart over here. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's zoom in the room. All right, so now still, hey, look. I mean, it did shoot up though. It did move up. Still on that dead cat bounce, but it did move up. TWOH moved up on the dead cat bounce still. So we got that going on right there. TWOH moved up on the dead cat bounce. Needs volume to remain so much mexy to mya. All right. So you know what it is, ladies and gentlemen? You know what it is. You know what it is. You know how it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yes, sir. All right. That's a good song, by the way. I love that song. Anyways, EPWK moving up 140%. Come on now, EPWK. You're doing good. You're doing good, baby. You're doing good. Proud of you. Look at that. Forming a bit of a doji candle, though, so we'll keep an eye on it right there. EPWK curling on that uptrend right there. EPWK up 140. And on the uptrend, can it break the high of day? Let's see if it can, man. Let's see if it can. Come on. There we go. All right, bing, right there. Let's take a look at that. Somebody requested AXTI. We're going to take a look at AXTI as well. Let's take a look over here because it popped up on our scanner as well. Let's take a look. Bot right here. Okay, AXTI on the uptrend slowly but surely. It is on a nice little uptrend. Let's see what the floating volume's like as well. We'll take a look at the floating volume real quick. But for now, let's take a look over here at AXTI. Currently on the uptrend right now. On the uptrend, AXTI has a 43 million float, 2 million volume, so it's on an uptrend on low volume right now. AXTI. All right, AXTI on the uptrend on low volume. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on. AXTI still on that uptrend right now. Can it break through? Can it break through? It looks like it's trying to keep going. It looks like it's trying to keep going right here. Looks like it's trying to test that $10 mark right there. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, though, it does have low volume. So it's going to start moving downward a little bit. You know what I mean? Little bit. Right there. Let me get this stretch in. Ooh. Okay. Yesh. All right. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Let me add them. All right. So, AXTI needs volume, really. Needs some volume. Volume. All right. INTS. Somebody requested it, and currently, still needs to break that pennant right there. Broke it a little bit, but still down 26%. Not looking schmexy. Needs to break that pennant still. I'm just saying. I mean, INTS is down 26%. It ain't even up. So, I mean, look, yeah, you made the request, so it is what it is. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it's down 27%. Not schmexy. Not schmexy. Needs to break the pennant and downtrend because now it looks like it's moving downward. All right. What have you done for me lately, INTS? You haven't really done much for me at all. So I'll be real with you.
Yesterday was yesterday. Today's today.
Today's today. I'm just saying. INTS. I mean, you're looking at me you're like, oh yes, well, yesterday. No, 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 no. What have you done for me today? What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? What have you done for me lately? All right. That ain't lately. That was yesterday. That was a total of 24 hours ago, maybe even longer. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? All right. So, yeesh. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Let's take a look at GETY. GETY. All right. GETY still, yep, had a bit of a downtrend still. Still a little bit of a downtrend right here. Well, actually, not even downtrend, just a descending wedge right here. Descending wedge needs to break the VWAP. Needs to break the VWAP. So GETY still needs to break that descending wedge. GETY needs to break that descending wedge and the VWAP for it to be so much Mexi to me. GETY. Come on, baby. Come on now. Can you curl? Can you curl, ladies and gentlemen? Let's take a look at GETY. But GETY did have a nice trend upward and hit a nice high of 85%. So it's got a ways to go before it could hit that again. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying right there. Yes, sir. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get a share party, share party, share party. Come on now. Let's get to 3,500. 3,500, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. All right. Let's see what we got going on. MSPR. Let's take a look at MSPR. MSPR moving and grooving and grooving and moving and grooving and grooving and moving and moving and grooving right there. MSPR on the uptrend, ladies and gentlemen. MSPR on the uptrend on, actually, yeah, it's on the uptrend. 2 million volume, 419,000 float. MSPR on the uptrend, baby. Up 77%. There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. MSPR moving nicely. Needs to remain friends with the trend right there. But yeah, MSPR still looking good. Still looking good right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looks like it's in a halt, though. Yeah. Looks like it's in a bit of a halt. Oof. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like it's in a bit of a halt. A little bit of a halt right there. Come on now. Come on now, MSPR. Can you break that halt right there? It looks like it's halted. Well, while it's halted, let's take a look at DFSC. DFSC. Let's take a look. DFSC. Boom. Right there. All right. So let's take a look over here. Trying to curl its way on up. DFSC. Trying to curl its way back up. DFSC had a high of 100%. 100% right now. Not looking so schmexy, but can it break that high? Can it break that VWAP? Can it break that VWAP? We'll see. We'll see. DFSC. DFSC needs to break the VWAP and remain friends with that trend right there. Remain friends with that little trend because it has a little bit of a trend going on there, a little bit of an uptrend going on. Can it remain friends with that trend? We shall see. We shall see. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right. So, currently, looking at this stock right here. Needs some serious volume to continue to curl its way on up. Somebody requested MSAI again. MSAI. Curling. It is curling. I'll give it that. It is curling a little bit. It is curling a bit off that descending wedge right there. Curling off that descending wedge. It needs to remain friends with the trend. Broke above the VWAP. So I will give it credit there. MSAI. I'll give it credit where credit's due. MSAI doing pretty good right now. MSAI curling off the descending wedge right there. All right. Needs to break the VWAPA for it to be so much maxi to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. All right. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? Let me add them. Let me add them. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we got over here. Ooh-wee. Let's see. All right. Someone did request Apple. That is an expensive stock. I don't know why. All right, fine. We'll check it out. Very expensive and shot down. AAPL shot down. So not schmexy. AAPL needs to break the downtrend. Very expensive. Not my kind of stock right here. Very expensive. Not my kind of stock. Not my kind of stock. Let's take a look at GETY. GETY. All right. GETY. Still needs to break that descending wedge right there. Oh.
Surging.
Oh my.
MSAI surging.
All right. MSPR.
Well, you know what? It's dropping. Check out
MSAI. MSAI. Oh yeah, continuing to curl its way on up there. Continuing to curl its way on up. Yes, sir. Come on now. Come on now. You're all right. Come on now. MSAI up 54%. Yeesh. Yeesh. All right. Yeesh. All right. Hold on. There we go. All right. MSAI currently curling its way on up right now. Has a bit of a top tail. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails. But let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens with this stock right here. Currently needs to break above and curl. It needs to remain friends with that trend right there and curl because it is forming a top tail. MSAI needs to remain friends with the trend. All right. Needs to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Needs to remain friends with that trend right there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the, oh my, MSPR new bagger. Hold on. MSPR new bagger. Ran up a nice 109% just now. 110%. Oh my. 113%. MSPR new bagger right there. 112%. MSPR. Oh my. 112%. Just as I'm doing the outro, you want to do that? Come on now. Ooh. All right. 112%, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, folks. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you you also got our amazing Discord, which is basically a 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash right there. You get access to our amazing and wonderful community of folks who are very supportive of each other. They support each other. They help each other. They basically look out for each other, and it's like one big happy community / family right there. And you got that going on right there. And to top it off, ladies and gentlemen, not to mention the fact that you also get access to these amazing tools. You get access to the scanners, you get access to the news, you get access to charts, you get access to all sorts of cool stuff by clicking these little hyperlinks over here in the charts. So you get that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's got that going on right there. So it's doing pretty good, all things considered. I mean, yeah, looks pretty good, looks schmexy. I mean, that's what we got going on, folks. That is what we got going on. So, yeah, be sure to check out our Discord, all right, where we have all sorts of wonderful community stuff. And to top it off, we also have an amazing bunch of people and scanners and other tools to help out with navigating the stock market. So we got that going on. And also check out the Wealth Builders package, which gives you access to the same things that the real-time alerts and scanners gives you, plus exclusive content for the Wealth Builders, exclusive educational content for the Wealth Builders, and to top it off, you get access to Coach and myself, and to top it off, you get exclusive picks and other little bits of content, as well as scripts and other things like that. You get all that stuff and more by joining the Wealth Builders, ladies and gentlemen. Check that link in the description, so be sure to check that out. Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Much love. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Actually, I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful Friday. Have an amazing Friday. Make a lot of money. Be greenable. Have a restful weekend afterwards. Happy Halloween. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right. And don't forget. I will not forget you.
Don't forget me.
All right. And also, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget that we have. Actually, I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Not going to lie, because we do have Power Plays. Power Plays, ladies and gentlemen. That is the wonderful show that we got going on. It's hosted by the great Coach Nick Money. The great Coach Nick Money right there. Coach Nick Money is basically going to be hosting Power Plays during Power Hour at around 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he's basically going to be doing Power Plays, which is basically a show where it takes place just before Power Hour, just before the Power Hour, ladies and gentlemen. And basically what it is you're basically just chilling there, right, watching the power plays right there. You know, sometimes the stocks start moving up a little bit before the power hour. Sometimes they don't, but it's all leading up to power hour. And then the play portion of the show is him playing a nice game of Fortnite to basically unwind from the long days worth of trading. And then, you know, he goes back to the power part, which is basically keeping an eye on them stonks right there and seeing what's running, what's moving, what's grooving, keeping an eye on the pulse of the stock market, all that good stuff right there. So yeah, be sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen, in just a couple of hours at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to share. All right, because sharing is caring. And of course, ladies and gents, to top it off, yeah, be sure to check us out on our YouTube channel at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streaming, lots of videos, lots of stock analysis, lots of shorts, and even some tidbits of motivational speaks, motivational stuff. And to top it off, some pearls of wisdom from Mama Money. Got that too, ladies and gentlemen. And to top it off, you can check us out on our X.com, aka Twitter, at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
Where we do lots of live streaming there as well, stock reviews and stock analysis. So you can check this out there. Yeah, at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money. And to top it off, you can check us out on our Twitch, where we do lots of live streaming at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money. And to top it off, you can check us out on our Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money. And you can check us out on TikTok, Tiki-Taki, a.k.a. the Tac Tac. The Tac Tac, yes. You can check us out there at DBL Nicks.
At DBL Nicks.
At DBL NICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for me. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys in just a few hours for Power Play. And then after that, have a wonderful Halloween. Have a restful weekend. And we back at it again with the hustle afterwards on Monday.